I was known for that. I was known for being a location pitcher. But then when you do that and you change your mechanics, change the way you throw, you got to reset your mindset too.
You changed your mechanics. Why? Was there did he have to talk you into it?
Well, I mean, when I grew up and say some of these names, the guys that you watch on TV and you emulate, you want to be like, I mean, think about a guy when you hear the name Nolan Ryan, what comes to you? He straight back, over the head, wind up. How about a Roger Clemens?
Coming to get you.
They both had the same mentality. They both had similar ways that they threw and pitched. And I wanted to emulate those two guys. So I threw straight overhand like those guys. I was over my head like both those two guys. And at the end of the day, why not, if you want to be like the best, why not look like the best?
Sure.
And everything was fine. Even having pro scouts come out to the games at Lincoln and look at me. Not one time was it mentioned. At the time, I was highly recruited by Florida State. You mentioned Jamie Shoup. He never had an issue or asked questions, because some recruiters would. Hey, why do you throw this way, or why do you do that, or why do you stand this way, or that. I mean, you were a phenomenal coach. Let's say that you mentored a lot of us. But then when you go and someone says, "Hey, I want to cut this out," and you don't get any reasoning. But I came from a world where you didn't ask questions. You didn't talk back. You said, "Yes, sir," "Yes, ma'am." And if an adult told you to do something, you did it out of respect for the adult. I mean, till to this day, I still "Yes, ma'am," and "Yes, sir" my parents, and I'm almost 50. So, so the reason for me and for at that time, it was Mike McLeod, I'll tell you, is that he wanted me to be short, not as much, conserve energy. Those were the things he said. No need to tire you out, because now instead of having to throw 7 innings, you got to throw 9 innings. Mm-hmm. And, I just didn't question anything. He wanted to change from overhand to 3/4 to get the ball a little more movement. I threw straight overhand. Yeah, I mean, if you're 3/4, you're going to get more movement in there. But then, as you know, your elbow starts leading. And if your elbow gets ahead of your arm, it starts putting pressure on your elbow.
Right.
And for a guy like myself who never twisted the ball, I had a huge curveball. It was a roundhouse curveball.
It was a hammer.
But it broke 12-6, and it was
a
nasty.
Hammer, dude. It was hard, and it was coming.
Hard, fast, and I mean, I was very fortunate that I was within an inch of the glove when you put locations there. I mean, I had very few walks ever. I mean, I was known for that. I was known for being a location pitcher. But then when you do that and you change your mechanics, change the way you throw, you got to reset your mindset too. I mean, because it changed my curveball. I then started throwing a little bit of a slurve a little bit because of that, a slider and a curve. And although I was excited about those and added some pitches to my arsenal at 18 years old, it was totally learning how to throw again.
Yeah, well, now you're sore differently. Now you're preparing differently. And actually, people don't realize, they talk about how the whole thing worked, the kinetic chain, and coaches will talk about that. It's really about timing. And when you're changing slot, it changes the timing of your mechanics.
Absolutely.
So the congruency of your mechanics get thrown off, and just a little bit's enough.
Well, in pitching it is, and you know that. You talked about being sore. I was never sore in high school.
Yeah.
I was sore every day in college doing that.
Yeah.
And, I remember having a conversation and just being like, it hurts.